In this video, I'm going to work on pop-ups, but just right at the start of the video, I'm thinking I probably want to add just a little wait timer to each of these effects so I can see the order it's happening and make sure I'm happy with it. So when we deal damage, I want to keep this line in, even though I technically won't need it. I want to keep it in case I get rid of the wait time. You know what, let's make it a second, just so I've got plenty of time to see what's happening. Let's just, no, let's add it to the inflict status as well. Add status. Okay, now if we bunch up a couple of troops and then hit them all, and actually I would want it in the checking the hit rating part as well. Okay, before the break, there we go. So it should also pop up if they miss. Let's see what happens. Pete, take it away. Oh, he's got no skills. So let's see, down here's where we're looking. What happens when we click? Deal damage, taking 5, deal damage, take 5. It didn't say any miss. Let's try again. Hmm. So, oh, I guess it was this part here, but it didn't seem to actually do the weight. Or did it, and I'm just being absolutely blind. Let's see again. I should probably get rid of this. We don't need to see the cost or the name. It's kind of just getting in the way now. Okay, so yeah, I guess it did pause for a second on the miss this one. Oh, that's an interesting observation. The heal also only affects alive targets, which is exactly what we want. You don't want to just heal out of 0 HP. You want to be using a revive or whatever way you handle it. Okay, well, let's just go into it then. Create some kind of pop-up controller. Hmm. Maybe I'll just create an enums folder just to get them out of here. Uh, there may be some better place for this kind of thing to go, but for now there's not too many. It should be fine to put them in there. pop-up controller. And I see this working. We probably don't want any pauses for the pop-up. We'll just throw them onto the screen, let them play out an animation, then they go away. Um, I'm thinking about maybe making the pop-ups. Maybe I'll add some kind of catch. What am I trying to say here? Maybe I'll add an event that says when all the pop-ups have been played. So when there's no more left, then it'll send out a signal saying the pop-ups are complete. Because that way, if I want to just not care about the pop-ups being shown and they just pop on the screen and then leave on their own, and the game will continue regardless, then that's fine. But if I decided I actually wanted to wait until the pop-ups had finished playing before the game continued, then I can simply wait. Um, uh, you can do while um, so a value is equal to false, and then once the pop-ups have finished, you set the value to true, and then that would break out, and then you can continue with the code. So let's see. Pop-up controller. What do we need in the pop-up controller? There'll be some kind of should there be one pop-up type, and then everything builds from that? That probably makes sense. And then maybe I just have different prefabs and stick it in config or something, or even if it's I could stick it in the pop-up controller itself just to keep it out of the way. So game, let's add it to here, pop-up controller, because we want it to have its own object. So when we create pop-ups, maybe we'll just parent it somewhere in here, maybe. So we'll attach the pop-up controller here. And let's just create a pop-up as a template. Um, oh, we'll add the templates here, and then anytime we create one, we can just add it to pop-up parent, and then we won't need to worry about deleting anything here when we're clearing up the screen or anything. Just be here. Maybe damage pop-up like this. Maybe for this, gonna be a world canvas, I believe, would be the way to do it. Background or something. canvas world space, so we can make it 0, 0, 1, 1. I don't have a sprite billboarding thing here, so I'll just create one. Billboard sprite. In update, I think this is transform.lookat, and then is it camera.main? That might be. Is it that? But then you also reverse it because it'll show sort of back to front. Maybe I can do that. Nope, not liking that. Local scale equals that scale dot y equals -1, and then transform to local scale equals scale. Maybe this is fine. We'll see. But as for now, I think this billboard sprite goes on here. Oh, billboard renderer. Maybe that's. Nah, I don't know about that. I'll just leave it for now. So I believe this should automatically face the camera now, but for testing, put it up on the 1. Is it maybe? Okay, here's another good way of doing this. If I keep damage pop-up on whatever position I actually want it to be, so say that 2-1 because this unit is on 2-1, then you move the canvas rather than the base object, and this means it's going to be in the right position if you just place it on the unit rather than having to transpose and say the unit's at 2-1, we want this to be 1 higher, so make it 2-1-1 rather than 2-0-1. You just do 2-1 and it automatically sits above his head. And I believe the rotation is going to be something. Maybe you can add billboard sprite to this whole object instead of that. This is like 32, 45, maybe minus. There we go. So it looks like it's straight just because we've rotated it. And then we'll give it some kind of text. What am I doing? What am I doing? UI Text Mesh Pro. And label. So if this says, I don't know, what's a high number for a game like this? Maybe 999. Slap it in the middle. Um, Maybe I'll add the 2D sprite package. Yeah, we'll add this. Hopefully it's what I'm thinking it is. So now if I go back to this thing here, yeah, there we go. So we've got a bit more to work with now. Ah, so this thing is, 0.75, I don't know, 0.8 and then 0.6 or something. Who cares? This is just a design option anyway. This can all change later. We'll just give it a red color so it's obviously damage. Alright, so here we want to add pop-up. And I think a good way of doing this would be, what's going on here? Because these pop-ups may vary in design, I'll maybe make this a list of text boxes, label list. Set labels, and then we'll maybe just add in a list of strings. String list maybe. And then for each item in string list, we will set the label dot text equal to that. So a pop-up doesn't need to know how many labels there are. It's up to the user just to set the correct number of labels. In this one, we will have just that. And that'll be the damage number. We can make a heal pop-up, which is almost exactly the same. I'll just change the color so it looks green or something. And then maybe a status pop-up, status effect pop-up. And I'll actually add images as well. Sprite list, and we'll just add a list of images. And then same thing again. I'll make it a different one. Public void set sprites. You pass in a list of sprites. This should be image list to be more specific or precise. And then for each item in the sprite list, we do image list sprite equals sprite list. So if I want to add images in here, I can. The damage pop-up won't have any, so that's fine. Heal pop-up, no, but the status, I think we probably do. If we do horizontal layout group here, meeting in the middle, and then we add in an image here, status icon, or status effect icon, element. So it's not flexible, not flexible. 0.4, 0.4, that's probably enough. HP. So this label could be something like plus. We'll call it something else just so that so it's obvious. So it's obvious that this has actually changed when we add poison. You know what? Status effect pop-up's fine because then we can just remove. We can just change the sign to minus if it's been removed or plus if it's been added. So I'll make a squiggle so we can tell it's changed again. This is still changing, which is not cool. Okay, 1 point, just say 2, 2 width. Canvas will make you too wide so you can do what you want. Add a bit of spacing. Okay. And also this could be done away with. We don't need the image here. I just think it's a nice touch. It's very visual that you can see. You could even remove the name if you think this is enough of a visual. Right. So here we have status effect icon in the image list. Yep, have the sign first and then the name second, so I know which order to add them to the list. And then hide that as well. So maybe I'll just add a couple of references to those. Damage pop-up prefab maybe, or if it's the game object, make it prefab. If it's just the pop-up, call it pop-up. So let's do this. Heal pop-up, status effect pop-up prefab. Then in start, we will catch a couple of events. On destroy, we will unsubscribe from those events. And then underneath, we can actually use them to generate these. So when damage happens, there'll be a couple of moments. Deal damage action. We'll need some kind of event, public stack event, event handler, on damage, event args, event args. So I guess we can have the user, the target, and damage value. This, and then hey, remember to add it. New that. So user is user, target's target, damage value is damage value. So we don't need all of this for the pop-up, but we might need it for other things, so it's worth just posting it through anyway. So back here we say on damage, and that's us got access to something. We will remove or unsubscribe if this object is destroyed. And in here we want to create a damage pop-up at some point. So let's create the pop-up prefab, instantiate damage pop-up prefab. We will name it just damage pop-ups to keep it clean. Grab the pop-up from it. Get component. Pop-up dot set label. Set sprites would be nothing. And maybe I will just add a clear. For I and label list dot count text, set the text table nothing, and then same thing for the image list dot sprite is equal to null. That will actually make just a white image, which is gross, but I guess it's a good way of making sure that we're not incorrectly setting something or forgetting to clear something. Popup dot clear set labels, and this is only going to be one thing in here because it's the damage value. It's e dot damage value. Now, where are we instantiating this? Popup dot, let's do set position. I guess we'll pass in just a position, and then just like that. On the target's position, easy as that. We already have the target, so we just get the target's position. We don't need to transpose because we set it up already to not need that. And then I think there'll be some kind of activate, yeah, some kind of way of activating the pop-up so it'll do a little animation. Remember to add these over. Do we? Maybe perform pop-up or something like that. Private bool is active. We'll start that as false. And perform pop-up, we would just say is active equals true. And just for safety, let's put in a thing here that says if is active return, because we don't want them to be changing shit as it's running. Probably unnecessary as long as the code is clean enough that you're not trying to change values once it's active, but you know, it's fine. And then also we'll probably just do a do tween for this. Do move y and do local move y. Let's move up maybe 1. We'll try 0.5. 0.5 seconds. Set ease as the linear one because it just seems like the best option all of the time. On complete, we'll run a bit of code that just says, can I do yields in here? No, no yield. Can I do a wait? Wait for. I guess we can just do a sequence. Sequence dot append this thing. Then sequence dot append transform do local move y nothing, and we'll do that for half a second. And then is that it maybe? And then kill itself, I suppose. On complete. So when you've finished doing the sequence, destroy this game object. Perform pop-up. So it should go appear. Oh, I need to. Maybe I'll put that in perform pop-up as well. Just game object set active true, just to make sure it's visible. So the pop-up controller will, if this guy gets attacked, takes damage, the pop-up controller will create a pop-up, add the damage value to the label, change its position, set perform, it will move up slightly and then pause for a half a second, then it will disappear. Now there might be some drawing errors of different things appearing on top when it shouldn't. So to cover for that, I'm going to create a list of pop-ups, and we call it active pop-up list. On fixed update, fixed update if the active pop-up list dot count is less than or equal to 0, we're going to do a thing. Handle counter reset. Let's call it that. Private void handle counter reset. And then I'm just going to have a private int of counter. So counter equals 0. So every time we create a pop-up, what's the set priority? Maybe, and we'll just pass in the counter. Public void set priority, int priority. So what am I talking about here? In the canvas, we have order and layer, and this is what we're looking for. Render order within a sorting layer. So let's give it a sorting layer just to keep it nice. Pop-ups, each of these should have pop-up as the layer. Canvas, canvas, canvas. And we're going to change this value based on how many pop-ups are currently available. As long as pop-ups keep happening, we just keep increasing the number. So all of the latest pop-ups should be the highest in the view order or the render order, which means pop-up needs a reference to the canvas that it is on as well. There's canvas. You know what? I've been better about this, so let's not do it like that. Let's just make a property for it. So private canvas, canvas, and then we'll do get return, get component in children, canvas. So I can just use canvas dot order, sorting order equals priority. This might be reversed, so I may need to multiply by -1, but I'll at least check before doing that, because this might be all we need. So yeah, all the pop-ups now know how to check the canvas, and then it will change the order and layer. And so when we create a pop-up, I don't think this could trigger twice in the same frame. That would maybe be, or am I being completely wrong there? Maybe it can. You know what? It can't, because this deal, I think this is another benefit of using the event queue without realizing it. Each damage action will be done sort of in order. So this can only happen once a frame, I believe. Which means set the priority here. But maybe just after we get the pop-up, I will add the pop-up to the list. And maybe there should be public static event handler that just takes a pop-up. You know what? We don't need anything actually. On destroy. This is overwriting the actual on destroy. So on complete. Right before we destroy ourselves, we will send out on complete, invoke this, and then empty arguments. And this is why I don't need to pass in parameters, because we're already getting the sender object. So on complete, which is something that the controller will grab. So when a pop-up is complete, it knows to remove it from the active pop-up list. So I will just do pop-up equals sender as pop-up. If pop-up equals null, return, do nothing. Otherwise, active pop-up list dot remove pop-up. And then after each pop-up gets removed, this will check, is the list empty yet? No. Is the list empty yet? No. Is the list empty yet? Yes. Set the counter equal to 0, and we can start again counting up for the render order. I think this will work. I haven't tested a lot of this code, so it could all be screwed. Let's see. So we need to deal damage. Okay. Looks like it didn't want to move. Um, Popup prefab dot transform dot set parent. That's not right. That's not what I want. I didn't add a sort of parent container prefab reference. Popup parent transform. And we'll put on here popup parent transform. And we'll put that in there. So when we create a pop-up, they should start populating the parent rather than just getting spawned into the ether. It looks like the billboarding wasn't working either. Pause. Let's see. I flipped it the wrong way. It looks like it should. Oh yeah, it should have been X, of course. Why am I doing Y? So there's one issue. Billboarding. Where did I put it? Utility. Yep. Billboard sprite. Of course, we're not flipping it on the Y. It's the X. And what else is wrong with it? So it's doing 1, 1, 1. Hmm. So yeah, this will work like Final Fantasy Tactics, where it will spawn 1, then it'll spawn 1, then it'll spawn 1. Quite slow, quite annoying. Maybe there's some way I can catch all the results and then do it at once, but then, hmm, then that's going to be a lot trickier than just spawning it at once from like a perform action event or something. Oh, hold on. It's maybe just because I added the wait timer to all these different effects, which isn't something that I was thinking of keeping anyway. Just wanted to see how it would operate. Where is the damage? Get that out of there just in case. And then heal as well. Is it a heal? Yeah. Oh, it's not in that anyway. Mm, it does have it in the weight, in the hit chance, so we'll get rid of that. In here, I would definitely pop off a pop-up saying missed. Maybe we don't need to move. Maybe we can simply do nothing. Um, do pause. Pauses all tweens that have this target as a reference. Okay, that's not what we're looking for. You know what? Do nothing. In update, let's just create some more private float. Alive time equals 1f. Timer equals 0. And every update, if we are active, let's put it in a function just to be neat. Handle alive timer. Void handle alive timer. If we are active, other way around. If we are not active, just quit out because we don't care. Weird. Otherwise, timer plus equals time dot delta time. If timer is greater than or equal to alive time, then we just kill it in here. It's complete and we kill it. So we don't need the sequence. We don't need the gun, John. All right, so this happens for half a second, and then it'll do nothing, but this will kill it after a full second. So half a second of movement, half a second of sitting still. If the timer hits a certain amount, then we will ping off an event and we will destroy the object. Let's see if that's any better, although the move, the position is still not great. Let's see what happens. Fire, bomb. Damage pop-up. Y 0.5. Ah, of course, it's passing through unit. It's not passing through a battle unit. Ooh. Okay, it's this, yeah. No, this. Let's just double check target. I'm expecting unit. Yep. So the unit is at 000. We need to use a battle unit. Deal action, deal damage only counts for units. It doesn't give us anything else. So now we are in a pickle. I guess one way of avoiding this would maybe be to update the unit's position anytime the battle unit moves. Let's see how that would look. Um, Scripts, battle unit, is there any sort of set position or anything? Yeah, set position. Okay, let's unit.transform.position equals transform position. So now we update the unit to be where the battle unit is, which means we can use the unit for positioning. The only worry now is how will this look out of combat? How will we set up where pop-ups happen out of combat? Fireball, boom. Interesting, it still did it at nothing. Is that because we haven't set the position? Um, so that would be something we need to set in the init battle state. So when the battle first begins, we initialize the position battle grid setup. Um, Maybe unit setup. Battle unit setup. Ah, actually, grid setup might have what we want. Let's go again. Grid setup for each battle unit in the list. We have a position, and I will just in here set the position. Battle unit dot set position. Position. It seems a bit redundant, and I guess it kind of is, but this will also update the unit position. Although, you know, let's not run that for the sake of it. We'll run battle unit dot unit dot transform dot position equals battle unit transform position. Update unit position. this is probably the best way of doing it. So we don't have lots of repeated code. I can just update position, and then in the bar controller I can just run battle unit update unit position. Alright, let's see if that worked. Unit is 3-2 and he's at 2-1. Okay, lovely, much better. Oh, although there is something I'm forgetting with the billboard. It's to do with this. It's given a wonky return. I believe it's look at, instead of just looking straight at the camera transform, we want to capture the camera transform, camera.main.transform. Is that? Oh yes, vector 3. So transform, camera transform, and it's one of these axes that we want to nullify. Probably Y. So let's just try Y, see what it says. Uh, hmm. So there are 3 overloads for this. Let's see. World position. Okay, that's probably better. Camera position. We'll call vector 3, and it will be the position. Camera position y equals 0. You know what? I'm not absolutely certain. I'll just look this up just to save any bother. Show me sprite billboard code for Unity C#. Okay, this is a lot. Reference to the camera. So maybe this is all it was. This is the up. Next example. Always face the camera. See, this is maybe what I'm looking for. Different locks here. All right, well, let's copy this and we can screw around with it. Well, I've already called it billboard sprite, so I may as well just keep that. Thank you, Grok. Let's see. Um, billboard sprite. Right, so we'll just play, and then I'll tick on these lock X, Y, and Z as we test it. Okay, so it's looking freaky. Let's lock the Y like I was planning on doing. Okay, so it looks like I was on the right track. If I undo it and just test the others, yep, wonky, and then wonky. Okay, so almost there. Looks like it's fine now. So canvas, we'll just lock the Y on all of them. So that's damage. Let's work on adding a heal pop-up, which is, we've done all the hard work now. It's just about catching the right events now. This one is operational, and this one is a specific action, so I think that's the way I'll break it up. I'll just put them in here. Heal action. Let's make an on heal, the same way we have in damage. Get all this other stuff away again. It's just cluttering up. Okay, copy this. Right, I'll slap it in the top. On heal. On heal. Maybe just value. Okay, heal value. In here, probably after the yield, right? I think that's the way I've done it before. Just pop off the event on heal, invoke this new user equals user, target, and heal value. So heal action on heal. I'm just going to put that above because it's going to keep placing them underneath, which is annoying. You know what, this as well. Get that out of here. I don't like the order, but it's going to just keep adding them in here. So, in here we'll do pretty much the same thing. Maybe I can scrape some of this out of here that we don't need anymore. Private, pop-up, create pop-up. Maybe create pop-up object. So that can come out for sure. Setting the parent can come out for sure. And then grabbing the pop-up. Adding it to the list for definite. Clearing it out, yep. Setting a priority, yep. Setting labels, no, but position, yeah. We'll pass in a pop-up position. So we'll just do pop-up equals create pop-up object, and we should pass in the type of object as well because we don't know its damage for sure. Game object prefab. So pop-up. Okay, prefab is fine. We pass that in. We pass in the position as e.target.transform. Yeah. The unit doesn't have all the position values, so we do need to go into the object like that. Okay, so we spawn at pop-up position. The labels are individual, so that can go there. We'll assign the name outside. Return pop-up, and is that it? That means that we've taken out a lot of code that would need to be repeated. So for the heal action, let's see, step by step. Create a pop-up, but this time it will be the heal pop-up prefab. Pass in the position. We give it the name heal pop-up. We set the label as heal value, and then perform the pop-up. That's a lot better than having to do most of this every time. Now, was there anything else that isn't doesn't look like it works? No, I've got a feeling that's good. So let's try a heal. Let's do damage first. Boom, looking great. Boom. Now heal. Wonderful. Okay, it's definitely getting there. Now status effects, that'll be slightly different since there'll be an image and some other shit. Okay, let's see. So where would we grab that? In the action again. Action, add status effect action. So I'm just gonna check out this and probably paste this in and just make some additions. On add is fine. On add event args. So we have the user, the target. We want to pass in the status effect. What's the problem here? I don't know what this is. Unity engine object? Yeah, because Unity is the thing that does instantiation. System. Okay. Alright, so we've added it, and then afterwards again, on add, invoke this, and then new user equals user, target is target, status effect is status effect, and I've got a feeling that's kind of it. Let's go to pop-up controller. We just need to catch the subscribe to the event, which is add status effect action dot on add, and then remember to unsubscribe as well. So let's copy the same thing. Let's go pop-up equals create pop-up object. we'll put in the status object, and the position is e target transform position. So then popup.name equals status effect popup, and this could be more more descriptive since we have got the status effect. We can add that in there, but it's alive for 1 second. We don't really need it that much detail. So then popup dot set set sprites, a new sprite list, and in here will be e dot status effect icon. No, that's not the right thing. Huh. Did I just forget to add this? It's got a display name, but no icon, is that right? Um, okay, yeah, I probably just forgot to add it. Let's have a look. Status effects, poison, yep. Oh yeah, I'm completely not finished with this. Totally forgot. This needs some sort of potency or way of deciding how much damage to do each turn. Okay, status effect, let's add it in here. Serialize sprite icon, and then public sprite icon get return icon. And you can just have that one. There we go. And then popup.set labels. So this is one that's a bit more involved. Not really that much more involved, but a little bit. There will be what is the first one again? It's the sign and it's an add, so it's going to be that. And then the second one's going to be e.statusEffect.display name, I believe. And then that should be that. Let's try adding poison and see if it pops up. No, didn't do shit. Applied poison to Pete, applied poison to Lorik. So it did hit them both, but it decided not to spawn anything. We weren't even finished. Perform pop-up. Try and cast poison on both of you. There, looks good. Let's get rid of gizmos so it's not goofy. Look at that. Not bad. Um, let's just add to the notepad file. Status effects need some kind of potency to decide damage over time, etc. Decide whether to reset stacks, add to stacks, or have multiple of the same status effect from different units. Yeah, that still needs to be done, all of this. But okay, let's quickly add in a remove status effect. Have I already added that action? Remove status effect action. Let's just copy and paste. On remove, and this is going to be the same thing. You know what? If I was wanting to be better with the principles, dry, don't repeat yourself. This could easily be turned into just a class of its own in a separate page, separate script, and it doesn't need to be saying on remove. It could be sort of status effect action event arguments, and then you can just use user target and status effect for add and remove without copying the code. For now, I think it's fine to be in its own file because it means you can keep updating and changing if you need to. Later on, if I'm trying to really optimize, probably would separate this out and just reuse what I can. But anyway, that's Unity engine object under here on remove, pop off the event, this, new that, user equals that, target status effect. Pop-up controller will basically do this. Remove status effect action on remove, and then we will remove it here. So we copy this, paste it here. Let's see, status effect, yep. Status effect, yep. Maybe remove and then add is maybe fine. Yeah, just make it a minus symbol. You probably want to do something else with this. I don't know. Maybe it would have to be separate prefabs. So it'd be remove status effect, and you can have a red background showing it's been removed. And maybe when it's being added, you would have an add status effect pop-up prefab and have a green background to show it's been added, maybe. But I think this is probably fine. Let's just give everyone poison. Nobody got poison. There we go. Now let's see, after 3 turns, I also need to catch this event, actually. Oh, that was really short. What? Both of them had poison removed. This is why I wanted to get pop-ups running, to see if the code isn't really working the way it should. Okay, no one's got poison right now. Poison hits him. I've already lost track of how many times it's been round. That looked a bit like 3. Maybe the problem is if this triggers, then it also removes the turn for him. So let's see, turn removal. Turn removal. Status removal, turn removal. Okay, so any time poison triggers the effect, it is reducing from the turns. So I think I was spot on with what was happening. When this character was reducing his poison by 1, it was also reducing this character even though it wasn't their turn. So on effect, if the status effect is not the same return, but we also want who is the target? What is this coming from? Status effect. This isn't good enough. So where's this being sent back from? Trigger effect. Um, where is this being triggered? Da-da-da-da. So we're catching this on effect, and that is from here when something runs trigger effect. Poison, when this happens, this is when status effect damage action is doing something. Okay, so all we need to do is pass in the person who took the damage here. Public unit target. Target equals target. So when the status effect deals damage, oh, you know what? I was just about to trigger this in the pop-up controller anyway. I don't think we need the user, so I'll leave it out for now. But we also need the damage done. So int damage value. There we go. Damage value. So stats 5. Lost my train of thought. What am I doing? Turn removal. So when we get here, if status effect dot parent status dot parent unit e dot, so no target from here. Nope, it's in the next one. Target. Yep, here we should be able to catch it though. Trigger effect unit target equals target. But how does this trigger again? Probably in here. Status effect. Nope, it's poison. It's in here. E dot tar. There we go. There we go. Finally. So now we trigger an effect on with this status effect with this target. And I figured it out. I figured out what the problem was. When we're passing through this, this is a static event. This is not a instanced event. So when this runs, it will run just for poison. It won't run for this exact poison class or instance. Okay, so now if e dot target, which is a unit, does not equal to our parent unit, return, because it's not what we want. So that was a bit long-winded, but now I think we should see what we want. Let's try. You know what, before that, I want to capture the damage as well. I want to add more to the stats effect damage so that if it's poison, it actually shows some kind of poison symbol next to the damage. But for the meantime, I will just create a regular damage pop-up for it. So status effect damage action on damage, status effect damage action on damage minus. So it's on damage, so we'll just copy this, paste in here, and then check it out. Status effect damage pop up. So no e dot arts capital, back to capital T's. I need to sort this out. My uppercase, lowercase, all over the place. E, that'll be just damage value like that. And then perform pop-up. Right, so when the poison hits at the start of a turn, it should make a pop-up appear. And then after 3 of them, we should see minus poison. Poison. Okay, both got hit. Let's see. There we go. 1. There's 1. 2 and 2. There's 3 and poison's removed. It does overlap a lot, so I may need to stagger that somehow. And then 3 and it's removed. Okay, so the logic's there. It's just a little bit wonky. You know what? That's fine for now. I'll try and I have an idea how to do the staggered pop-ups, but I don't care to work on it right now. So I'll add it to the list. Stagger pop-ups so they don't overlap or something like that. So yeah, the way I think I'll be doing that is you assign a pop-up to a unit, maybe in a dictionary or something. So each, the key to the dictionary would be the unit. And then you would have a list of pop-ups inside of that. And then, yeah, you just do while the list is not at the right index, just wait. And then when one of them disappears, you show the next one. It's the theory's there. I need to work on that implementation, but that's fine for now. Alright, that's enough of this video for pop-ups. It covers kind of the majority of what I want right now. And I'll get back to developing the rest of the game. I'm not really sure what's next. Maybe let's consult the pages. Let's see, what does the book say? The book says enemies and then equipment. So yeah, maybe we'll put off enemies for a bit because I recently worked on some AI ability picker code and don't really want to do that again right now. So maybe we'll look at equipment and padding out the stats a bit more to give them sort of attack and defense or whatever. Alright, thanks for watching.